Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video I wanted to share a few clips of what I've been getting up to in the garden this last week. I've been pretty busy and I've been trying to just get as much work done as I can, which means sometimes I don't end up filming me actually kind of talking through what I'm doing on the day. If you're new here, my name is Robyn and I live here on the south coast of New South Wales, Australia with my partner and our 2 cats, and we run a backyard flower farm here. And this week's job has just been to start tidying it up, and I have worked quite hard to do as much work as I can in and amongst all of the crazy weather that we've been having. I really didn't film that much of it, but I will be doing some updates over the next few weeks to kind of just walk you through and show you everything that I've been working on. But I did film a few clips here and there, so I thought for this video I would just piece them all together and just do like a voiceover over the video to talk you through what I'm doing, how I've been feeling lately, and just a general check-in with you all. It honestly has been such a wonderful week of gardening, and I have felt so good outside because the weather is nice and crisp and cool. It is a perfect gardening temperature, and I also just love all of the plants that I've been getting into the ground, all of the beautiful spring bulbs and spring flowers that I am so excited for over the next few months. So I wanted to pop in here to say hello, and I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you do like this kind of content, then make sure to give it a like and subscribe. It really does help me out and lets me know what kind of videos you like to see. So one of the first things that I've been working on is getting all of my ranunculus planted in the ground. I held off on planting these for a while, as you know, because we've had so much rain here, but you can tell they really need to get in the ground. So I am planting out a row, and I'm going to be planting them in the top row, the highest row of the flower farm, to make sure that they're not going to be sitting in any water that might be pooling, because we do have very clay soils. But you can see here that the roots are developing really nicely and the plants are looking nice and healthy, so I'm going to be planting them. And even some of the corms that haven't sprouted too much, they've started to wake up and I can see some root growth on them. So I was just going through all of the corms that I had previously planted in these trays, and I have a video of planting them in just some seedling trays, and I'm going to plant them in the ground. Now I have amended this soil here with lots of homemade compost and horse manure. You can see that there's so many worms and good life in this soil, which is really what I want. So I'm really hoping I'm going to get a good crop of ranunculus. I had previously covered the beds with some leftover cardboard just to prevent too much water from entering, because as I've said so many times, we have had just so much rain and it's been really hard to get out and do jobs in the garden. But thankfully I had a sunny afternoon on this day and I could plant them all out. I usually like to just get these jobs done all in one go, so I tried to plant as many as I could on this day. It's not the most comfortable job planting plants. You're bending over and kneeling quite a lot, but I do have a really great kneeling pad, and I'll link that in the description box down below. I do work with Aussie Gardener, and that's where I get my gloves and a lot of my garden tools from. So if you do shop from their website and use my link, it does support me. So thank you so much for anyone who has already done that. It means a lot to me and really does help me out. But as you can see here, I like to dig all of the holes first of where I'm going to be placing the ranunculus and then planting them in. I make sure to completely cover the corm, but any foliage, I try and leave that uncovered. I just don't want to submerge the whole entire thing because of our clay soils. I don't want the whole thing to rot and decompose. So I'm trying to leave a little bit of foliage on top and plant all of these in, and I'm roughly planting these maybe about 5 to 8 centimeters apart from each other. I actually plant them quite close, and that's just how I prefer to plant them to get maximum flowers for the small space that I have. If you were going to plant these in like a garden bed, you can plant them a little bit further apart, but here they will all fill out really nicely. This also means that I'm going to get less weed pressure if I plant them closer together. And then I cover them with a net for about 3 weeks or so, and this just makes sure that the bandicoot and any other animals that we have around don't end up digging up the corms. But as you can see here, I got most of the row done on this day and then ran out of light. So the next day I ended up planting the rest of the row. So I have a full 8-meter bed of ranunculus in here. And these are all different colors. I've got 5 different colors in here, so it's going to be a beautiful rainbow of ranunculus, and I'm really hoping they do well in this position. As I said, I wanted to plant them at the highest point of the flower farm, which means they should get the most sun and hopefully be okay in the ground with the really wet weather that we've been having. Other than that, I have just been pottering around in my cottage garden here and slowly getting things planted, including planting out some more flowers. I have really just loved spending time in this garden. It brings me so much joy, and as the days kind of get shorter and cooler, I can be out here throughout all day basically without getting too hot, and just really enjoying my time out here, which has been really fantastic for my mental health. I have these 2 wooden boxes with some mushrooms that I have a little fairy garden area over here, and I wanted to fill these up, add a little bit more soil and plant some anemones in here. You can see that they were definitely very ready to go in the ground, and I think they're going to look really nice in these boxes. They're not going to last forever, these wooden boxes, but for now they do provide a little bit of interest in the garden, and I think that these anemones are going to look really nice in here. I have some red ones, I think, and some white and blue, so they should provide a little bit of a pop of color here. And then you can see over to the right there, I actually have some daffodils that are planted, so they will provide that beautiful yellow pop of color. Lately, I have just really been enjoying just spending some time in the garden, and filming videos for me is actually quite a difficult thing because I am such an introverted person. I love to be by myself, and my favorite time and my favorite thing to do is just be in the garden by myself, listening to some music or a podcast or an audiobook. So this is kind of why I haven't really been filming me talking too much in the garden. I've just been wanting to get the jobs done. And I'm also a little bit affected by what is happening in the world, and there are so many big topics that I could spend hours and hours talking about. And if you want to know my perspective on anything that's happening in the world and topics like that, I really do welcome communication, and send me a message and things like that, and we can chat. I like to keep this channel very garden focused, but that doesn't mean that I don't think about a lot of things that are happening in the world. And lately I have been feeling just a little bit upset. I think that's really a reasonable thing to be feeling. I'm sure, like a lot of you, we're exposed to a lot of horrific things on the news, and it seems like anytime I am opening up Instagram or social media, I am getting flooded with bad news basically, and that really does take a toll on my mental health, and is another reason why I have been really retreating away from social media and wanting to spend some time in the garden where I feel like I can make a positive difference to this world, I suppose. I definitely do suffer from a bit of anxiety in terms of the environment and the climate and a lot of things really, and I struggle to think about how I can make positive change in the world. And gardening is something that has really brought me that joy where I can, or where I feel like I can make a positive change to this world. And I'd like to do a podcast on this to talk about it in depth. But I suppose what I'm trying to say is I have been feeling a little bit helpless in this world. And there's a lot of things also going on in our personal life and family life and things like that, which it just feels like sometimes there's layers and layers of just life being hard. I suppose that's is what being an adult is all about, really just getting through a lot of the difficult times, and really if you can, you're one of the lucky ones. So I wanted to say I didn't really expect to get too deep with this video, but I just kind of wanted to do a bit of an ode to gardening and how much it has been helping me and getting me through my days right now, getting through a lot of stuff that I am dealing with. And I also hope that my videos can be a place where you can feel calm and relaxed. And I know a lot of you can and do feel that way because I get so many beautiful messages about these videos. And I just want to say that I am truly, truly so grateful at all of those beautiful messages that I do receive, because I can really relate to how a lot of people feel with a lot of the creators that I also watch. But I'm also not ignorant at things that are happening in the world, and encourage you to be fighting for those things that you do believe in and that are important to you. And hopefully on this channel I can encapsulate how important I think gardening is for our mental and physical health. I know a lot of us are in a privileged position to be able to garden and to grow our own food and to grow our own flowers. And I think if that's something that you can do, or you've been thinking about it, to absolutely just go for it, because it is so important and just has so many benefits to not only you but the broader community and the broader society around us. In those clips there, you would have seen that I was planting some more jonquils, and my hope is that I can create like a little border of beautiful jonquils all throughout this cottage garden. You can see I have a corner of them here, and I'm basically just going to continue that. So that's what I was planting in those few clips. And I then have a little area here that's kind of sectioned off by a piece of wood and a bricks, and I wanted to plant some more anemones in here to also provide a pop of colour. And then when a lot of my other veggie seedlings are going to be ready, I will plant them on the other side of these. I love to mix veggies and flowers together in my cottage garden. I feel like that is what makes a cottage garden, is kind of a menagerie of both edible and non-edible plants. And I love the kind of wild and free looks that a lot of cottage gardens have. And if you're also wanting that, then I would highly recommend interplanting with both flowers and veggies to create all of those different beautiful textures and colors, and letting things go to seed to be a little bit wild. And then you can also collect the seed from those. But yeah, I'm very excited to see how this is going to evolve over the next few months. I've also been sowing a lot of seeds. I have so many trays of plants that I'm hoping to propagate fairly soon when they all start sprouting. I have a lot of brassicas that I've planted, a lot of onion seeds that I've sown, and my hope is to kind of just plant them throughout this cottage garden. I still have a lot of areas in here that I do need to slowly tidy and clean up. And one way I've approached cleaning up and tidying this cottage garden after the summer season is just doing it really, really slowly. And I really haven't been getting burnt out by doing it this way. It's funny that if I actually take my time and enjoy what I'm doing, I don't actually get burnt out, which I need to keep telling myself that, because that is not usually how I operate. But I think also because the cottage garden is sectioned off into 4 different sections, I can really take my time and focus on one area at a time to do some weeding here or do some weeding there and just work. I usually like to work from the best parts of the garden to the worst. I think it just helps for my stamina and making at least some areas of the garden look nice before I tackle the rest of the wild garden. Probably helps my brain out a little bit to not get overwhelmed. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, is just slowly working through this garden, and I've been really enjoying it. I've also just been really intentionally removing certain people that I follow online, not because I don't like their content or anything like that, but I have really been trying to minimize a lot of the content that I am consuming. So now when I kind of go onto YouTube, rather than scrolling through like 20 new videos that have popped up on that day, I'm only seeing like 5 or just 3 videos that are popping up. And that's just because I have reduced the amount of people that I'm subscribed to. And it doesn't mean I can't watch other people that I was previously subscribed to, but if I intentionally want to watch their videos, then I can go onto their page and watch their videos. And I know everyone says to subscribe to all of your favorite creators, but I do think it can be a little bit overwhelming when you open up social media and it's just you are scrolling and scrolling through all these videos. There's a lot of decision fatigue that you can get with all of these different people that you might want to watch their videos, and I was certainly getting that. So I have really been enjoying not actually consuming a lot from social media, and just being really intentional with people that I am following and the content that I am consuming. I was really inspired by Jess from Little Leafy Life. She has a beautiful YouTube channel and she's from Brisbane, and honestly watching her videos just takes me back to my days living in Brisbane, and it's just like a little trip down memory lane, seeing all of the sites and places that she goes to. She has a gorgeous family, a gorgeous little boy, and I have really been liking her videos, and she is currently on like a bit more of a minimalistic journey and has also started writing a little bit and has got me into reading more on Substack. So I'm trying to read a lot more content rather than watching and listening to content. So yes, long story short, she kind of helped inspire me to just slowly minimize a few things in my life. So make sure to check out Jess at Little Leafy Life. I'll leave her channel linked in the description box below. But other than pottering around in the cottage garden, I've also been sowing some green manure down in the flower farm. I've actually chosen to use some peas to add a little bit of nitrogen in. So I've just been weeding some of those beds and then just using, I don't even know what type of garden tool this is, but I've just been making little like drill lines in the soil and then placing some seeds in there. And I'm then into planting that with some buckwheat as well, which is a really great cover crop. Particularly for my soils. We're quite low in boron, and buckwheat is a natural bioaccumulator of boron, so it's really great for our soils, and also the nitrogen is just going to be great for growing more crops in the area. In a lot of these beds I had some sunflowers growing before, and they are quite heavy feeders. I have tried to just leave the roots of those sunflower plants in the soil. I was just trimming them off at the base of the soil, and that will also allow organic matter, or the roots, to break down into organic matter to just help out our clay soils even more. Organic matter and things to help lighten up clay are going to be really great, just for all of those roots of the plants to be able to work through that heavy clay a little bit better. So that is a little bit of an update of just a few things that I've been working on in the garden and where I'm at with like some of my thoughts. Thank you for listening to me in this video. I promise I'll be back to more kind of talky, chatty video content with gardening where I'll like take you on garden tours and things like that. But to be honest, it's just been difficult to film at the moment, and yeah, that's kind of it. I am really just trying to embrace this season that I'm in and also just truly enjoy autumn the last few days, and coming into winter we've had a few quite chilly and windy days, and I'm just trying to soak all of that up, do lots of baking in the kitchen and cook soups and stews and muffins and all of the beautiful food that I love to eat throughout this season. So naturally it has been a little bit more of a quiet time in the garden, but that's just the season we're in at the moment, and you might be in a completely different season. I know like in northern Queensland now is a great time to grow and to be outside in the garden because it is a lot cooler and more manageable to be outside. But down here on the south coast of New South Wales, it is definitely getting a little chilly, and I am loving being able to come back in at 5 o'clock at night and just kind of get all nice and cozy after an afternoon in the garden and go through life a little bit slower while it is quiet in the garden and in the flower farm. So thank you so much for watching this video and listening to me talk. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you do want to see more content, or if you would like to support me, you can follow me over on Patreon where I upload extra content. I am truly so grateful for everyone who supports me over there. I've got some very exciting videos that I have planned and pre-filmed to add up on there. I just need to upload them over the next week or two. And I just generally share a little bit more of my life over there, what I get up to on the weekends, and yeah, just a little bit more of my personal life over there. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram at The Nature Patch. I can't promise I will be making too many posts on there because I've just been not loving Instagram as a platform right now. Maybe in the next few months I will get back on the Instagram train, but for now I've been a little quiet over there. But I'm sure as the flower farm wakes up a little bit, I will be more active over on Instagram. If you did enjoy this video or any of my content, I would love it if you could give the videos a like and subscribe for lots more gardening and flower farming content. It really does help me out and is completely free for you, and just lets me know what videos you like to see and what kind of content you like. I also love to read all of your comments, so let me know how you are, how you've been feeling, what you're doing in your garden at the moment. I'm very nosy and love to hear about everyone's garden journey, so please let me know what you have been up to in your garden, and we can all have a little bit of a read at what we've all been up to. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and until my next one, happy gardening everyone. Bye.